I don't think life should be a waiting game. And yes, patience is a very important thing, and waiting is a natural part of your life. Very naturally, in this world, a lot of your life will be spent waiting for things. And just being there when things don't happen and having to wait for that. And I think waiting, it's a hopeful sounding word, but it's really a very passive thing. Yeah, it's a passive thing. It's not really it's the word, and I think the word waiting is kind of a hopeful word where it's being passive, but it hasn't, it's looking forward. It's looking forward kind of passive, and it's relying on something to happen. And I think when you get in a position where you're constantly waiting, you're waiting for life to unravel in front of you, or you're waiting for the road to get clearer or to get less rough. I think you start, it's almost like an addiction where when you get the littlest sign of change or the littlest hint of something interesting about to happen, you feel like you should wait more, and you start becoming just unproductive. And maybe procrastination and all these unproductive things we do that we don't want to be doing is just us waiting for ourselves. Because I think when we say that we're waiting for life to happen, it's a wrong choice of words because life is continuously happening and you're just waiting for yourself to acknowledge that. So I think when you say that you're waiting for your life to begin, which is something I used to say a lot because I thought now is not my time to grow, now is not my time to flourish and bloom, now is not my time to fly out of the cocoon or something like that, right? But in reality, it's just me making excuses for myself because I'm waiting for something within me to spark a fire or to burn or to want to do things. And I think when you're deliberately choosing not to do anything, the mindset of waiting becomes very comfortable. And so you settle into that thought and think, I'm just waiting right now. So I think when you shouldn't wait for life to happen for you. And I think that's the theme of most of these videos I've been making recently because my life is kind of in this phase of I can't wait for anything but I can't really wait for anything because I'm I'm gonna have to move things forward on my own, and I can't wait for myself. I can't be lazy because I think that I'm waiting for my life to happen. Maybe for my whole life I've been waiting to turn 18, or I've been waiting to turn X age or this age because when I turn this age I'll be able to do this and that. But I'm 18 now. So what am I really waiting for? You reach like the end of being a teenager and waiting for birthdays becomes a kind of boring thing because you're turning into an adult, you're adulting, and it isn't the most exciting thing for some people. I don't think it's putting on responsibilities, and in that sense, maybe waiting is a good thing because you're waiting for yourself to be ready. But I'm pretty sure we can all tell when it becomes bullshit, and you start making excuses for yourself. And I think identifying the problem is the first thing that you should do. And I think I've identified that I've spent a lot of time waiting when I could have been doing. It's it's like you can see the world happening before your eyes, and you think that you should be a part of it. It's not going to invite you like you think it will, and you kind of just have to put your foot in the door and do it yourself because no one's really waiting for you. Maybe you have people that support you, but they're not gonna wait for you to make the first move. And there's so much people in this world that no one can really wait for each other. It's a very independent thing to be living here as a human being. I think just being in general is a very independent thing where I have to care about myself. And when you put the burden on the world around you to give you a go signal or you're waiting for the light to turn green, nothing's really gonna move forward, you know? So I'm trying to make this video and trying to put these thoughts out so I can tell myself as well that you need to do it yourself, and you need to stop making excuses and stop waiting. Because I've waited a lot, and waiting is very comfortable once you get used to it. I think that I know that I'm a pretty patient person because I'm not really bothered that easily by waiting for the most part. I like to think, but I've gotten comfortable in just being there and waiting for something to happen in front of me. And I was in cold water the other day, and when you're in when you're about to swim somewhere cold, you can't wait for the water to get warm. You just have to get in there, and that's a really perfect representation of what this video is about. The water will not get cold for you. You have to adjust yourself to put yourself in the water. To get in the water, you need to do it yourself, and no one's gonna wait for you. And that's a little realization I had. Not really a new realization. I know about this, and I've known about this for a while. I just never talked about it. And now that I'm acknowledging it, I realize that I waited to talk about this as well. And I think this is something interesting for you to do, just for me to do as well. Just think about the things that you're waiting for that you've forgotten about. Because you wait for something for so long that you forget that you're waiting for it, when it's really something that you shouldn't be waiting for, rather something that you should start doing. So don't wait for yourself to become the right version of you and start just doing it. Stop waiting for the world to make things happen for you when you need to make it happen for yourself. I think that's what I want to say. So I'm going to stop waiting to end the video, and I'm going to end it right now. See you in the next one.